Talking about GE and Vivendi agreeing on a price tag for Vivendi's stake in NBC, $5.8 billion. Now, that's according to a person with knowledge of the discussions. We're joined again today by Sterne Agee Leach analyst Nick Heymann. He's back to discuss the terms of the deal with us, or what seems to be the terms of the deal. Nick, so glad to have you back. We've been keeping you here 24 hours. We said you've been working hard, giving us insight. So what's the story here? I mean, the cable guy, it seems like, gets NBC Universal, but one interesting thing we were all talking about is Vivendi seemed to get a lower price than many thought. Does this mean NBC Universal is worth less than maybe we thought?
Well, if you took the $5.8 billion as 20%, that'd be $29 billion implied value. And of course, there are other terms that we don't exactly know, which include exactly how much debt is going to be able to be contributed to the organization, the joint venture by GE. We believe that's in the $8 to $9 billion range. So it's still roughly the same kind of figures. GE contributes about 76% of the contributed value. And as if Comcast contributed about 24%, Comcast ends up with 51%, GE 49% once the venture's completed.
But once we look at that $5.8 billion price tag, given the fact that it is lower than what we've been expecting, is that a bit of a victory for GE?
No, it's certainly, I think, GE has to be happy today. This deal's, looks like it's almost sealed. It isn't quite, but it's almost sealed. We do want to know what the terms are, okay? The terms appear to offer Vivendi a certain payment, maybe $2 billion or more, no matter whether this deal is closed or not, by the end of 2010. And there's certainly payout terms as well at the back end based on the cash flow that will give Comcast perhaps a bit better back-end performance on the deal.
So it looks like Comcast will get this 51% stake in NBC Universal. As we know, that's NBC, that's Bravo. I think even Tina Fey from 30 Rock says she has to change the name of 30 Rock to something Susquehanna Avenue to reflect the new address. But I mean, does this make you more bullish on GE? We know you're a GE bear, but does this make you feel like, okay, now they can just move forward, focus on what they're supposed to, and maybe get some value back to investors?
Yeah, no, I think this has definitely got to be, for Jeff, a very, good day. This is something that's been kind of a thorn in his side now for at least a few years. A lot of questions about whether it's going to remain in, out of the organization. He can certainly direct the organization to focus back on its core industrial roots as they continue to shrink GE Capital.
Nick, in speaking about GE, we spoke about this a little bit yesterday with GE Capital, huge real estate exposure. How much of a weak point, is this the Achilles heel for the company?
GE Capital still certainly, as we see it, has got some issues ahead. And those will, be sorted out over time. Commercial real estate certainly is one of them. The need to ultimately,
How much are they switching columns around?
That's a good question. We'll learn more about that on the 8th when they have an update on GE Capital. But, it's clear right now their focus at this juncture is on 2011. 2010, clearly going to be another challenging year for them operationally as they work through all the issues with capital and portfolio.
Nick, thanks so much. Nick Heymann there from Sterne Agee.